Yo, welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. This is gonna be a vlog. Oh, Vlogmas, great. So this is gonna be a vlog of me going to court. Yeah, Vlogmas isn't going so well, but this is day 2. I didn't even edit day 1 yet. It's 5:46 of day 1 of Wednesday. So right now I'm heading to court. I got 2 tickets when I went to repair my car. My car got hit again, but that's a different story. This is for
red light, camera ahead.
A parking ticket as well as my registration. So I parented a bunch of pictures showing that there was no actual place or sign that said no parking. So I hope I win that one. Then my registration, I was calling the DMV, not the DMV. I was calling the car dealership. They never put my stuff through. Ridiculous. Oh, what's up guys? I'm iAmEmman and I'm back with another video. My goodness guys, sheesh. Let me get some light before I talk to y'all. Hold on. Oh, it's dark. Sheesh. So I'm trying to get home so I can edit day 1 of Vlogmas real quick. Let me explain what happened. Story time. So Vlogmas day 2 is a story time. I didn't really want it to be a story time, but bro, all these pictures that I took and printed, it came to like, what is it, 15 bucks. Pictures of the street that I was on or parked at, like all these pictures came up to 5 bucks. I think I said 15, 5 bucks. I was not about to pay 15 bucks for that. Let me use it as a stand thing. Perfect. All right, so I get inside. There's a dude at the, well, first of all, the place doesn't even say Village Court. The place says New Hyde Park Village, something like that. Oh, I said the whole place. I was thinking that. Okay, so yeah, I got ticketed in New Hyde Park. And I walked in. They were scanning people, whatever. I kind of got lazy. I didn't want to take the coins out of my pocket, and it was beeping. Whatever. Did that, signed in, then I went inside, and it's like not a school auditorium, but it's like the look of a school auditorium. So the school auditorium seats, but not like that many. It's like 60. I think the max was 68 people. Then there's not judges, but there are 2 people that you see first in the case that you want to go to trial, I think, because they were saying, oh, after this you would go see the judge. So I'm guessing that they weren't the judge. So I signed in, sat down in my auditorium seat. First of all, when I went to sit down, there was this guy with his leg outside. So you know how you sit on the outside of the auditorium seat? And his left leg was on the outside in the aisle, and his right leg was like bent. And this dude, like, I felt so sorry. But the way he was getting up, I don't know if he was being extra, but he was doing all this. And at the time it was my turn to go up, I was like, okay, you know what? Don't worry, I'm gonna just go the other way. So I was sitting there for like a good 7 minutes. They called my name, Emmanuel. Went up and know your stuff. If you ever get a parking ticket, I should have been rehearsing my lines. I'm stuttering for what? I should have been rehearsing my lines. Like, I got up there and he was like, okay, so do you have the registration? And I showed him the registration and everything. And he was like, oh, I'm knocking down to $60. I was like, whoa, wait, hold up. Because I was like, and again, the word isn't coming to me. The dealership, I almost said the department. What? The dealership, I called the dealership and they said, if I show you the registration, you're going to knock off the whole thing. And he was like, no, we don't do that. I was like, well, I called the DMV and they said the same thing. And he was like, oh, let me see the registration. So I showed him all 3 registrations. The first one, the second, obviously the first one, the second one, and the third one. And then he looked at the second one and he was like, oh, okay. And then he scratched out the registration ticket. Because it wasn't my fault, it was the dealership's fault, which, like, that dealership sucked, like, real bad. Well, they still suck, but that's besides the point. And then he left the $15 ticket on, and that was a parking ticket for parking between 3 and 5 a.m. Like, there's no parking overnight on the street in New Hyde Park. Like, what kind of dumbness is that? But I printed all these pictures showing, like, there was no sign, and part of me like was gonna say something else because I had the pictures. I didn't get to show the pictures, but part of me was gonna say something else. But I wanted to be like, oh, so you want to be disrespectful? You want to talk back. Oh, let me put the 100 back on. Like, I didn't want that. So it went from $135 down to $15, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's a plus. And then I got to the place where you count, where you pay for the ticket, and I was like, I had pictures to show, but he didn't really, let me show them or anything. And she was like, oh, in the city of New Hyde Park. Is it a city? Yeah, it is a city. In New Hyde Park, they don't post the signs everywhere. It's just a city ordinance where you just know. And on the entry of New Hyde Park, they say no overnight parking. That's dumb as heck, but I see how y'all get your money. So yeah, that's my story time. She was nice. I didn't really have attitude with her or anything. I didn't have attitude with anyone. I wanted to be like, oh, lock him up. I think today was a success. Walked in trying to pay, I think it was, $135. Walked out paying $15. Well, plus the 45 cents surcharge on the card. Bye guys, thank you for watching my story time, my Vlogmas Day 2 story time. Always remember there's greatness in you, so go out there and be great. We'll go